Now that you've decided that you want to get involved in the world of RC cars or trucks, one of the things that you need to decide is, do I want an RC car or do I want an RC truck? This is one of just a number of different choices that you have to make. With trucks, you generally have something that sits higher off the ground, has more ground clearance, and can go more places. These are great if you're looking to drive through trails or in your backyard or take big jumps. Cars tend to be a little bit lower to the ground. They tend to be more nimble and at times faster too. So if you have an open area such as a big driveway that you want to run in, a lot of times a car will work very well for you too. There's other things to consider as well, such as how fast do you want to go. You can get an RC car or truck that travels anywhere from 5 to 8 miles an hour to pushing the limits of 100 miles an hour out of the box. The current world record is over 200 miles an hour. That's a custom built car, but you can see that these are capable of some serious speeds out there. Speaking of serious speeds, speeds and beginner generally don't mix well together. You want to get something that you'll be able to control and have fun with. Yeah, it's great to have a car that can fly and go sailing 65 miles an hour, but if you can't control it and you're constantly breaking things, it's not going to be a whole lot of fun. I generally recommend staying between 25 and 35 miles an hour for your first RC car or truck, because that will help you learn the basics and you can progress from there. One of the cool things, as we've talked about in the past, is these are hobby grade vehicles, meaning you can swap out parts, including the electronic components too. So if you start off with something that's slower to begin with and you want to go faster down the road, you can do that by swapping out and putting in a faster motor, different electronics, a bigger battery. There's a lot of things you can do to increase the speed. Talking about tinkering on things too, there are two different completion levels that you can find on a hobby grade car or truck. One is your traditional kit. This is basically a box of parts and instruction manual that will walk you through how to put everything together. Having been involved in the hobby as long as I have been, I still love building a good car or truck. It's just fun and relaxing. It takes me back to my old model building days. There are times though when frankly I just don't have the time to build, and a ready to run, or an RTR is the acronym on that. An RTR will allow me to get my RC fix in a whole lot less time. With an RTR, basically there's two completion levels even on RTRs, but they all come out of the box. The bodies are pre-painted for you. The tires are glued for you. The electronics are installed for you. The chassis is assembled. At most, what you may need to do is pick up a battery pack and a battery charger. Not all RTRs include that. You can check the product page or the box of your vehicle to find out if you need to pick up anything additional. There's also the type of power system that your vehicle will have to determine which you want to go with. There's your conventional electric RC cars and trucks. With these, it's plug and play convenience. You plug a battery pack in and you go once it's fully charged. There's also the fuel powered vehicles such as this one here. This actually runs on gasoline. There's also specific engines that run on what's called nitro or nitromethane. It all depends on, the thing with these vehicles is you get that visceral sound that you just can't match yet with an electric vehicle. There are a number of different vehicle types to choose from as far as the size of the vehicle. If you see just what we have on the bench, this is the most common size that we have here. This is considered to be a 1/10 scale vehicle, or 1/10 the original size of the full scale counterpart. This bad boy here, this is a 1/5 or a giant scale vehicle. It is 1/5 the size. As you can see, there's a considerable difference here. There's a number of other classifications and sizes out there. 1/10 tends to be the most popular. There's also 1/8 scale, where you can get 1/8 scale buggies, monster trucks, and truggies, which is kind of a buggy and a monster truck mixed together, only in the world of RC. There's also smaller vehicles as well, 1/12 scale, 1/18, 1/24, 1/36 scale. Pick a vehicle that you'll be able to run the most in the area that you have. If you're having to run indoors in a basement or a rec room, the smaller mini and micro scales are perfect for that. If you have a huge field that you can run in, something like this bad boy here, oh yeah, it's a ton of fun. When you are getting started, you will need some items to complete your vehicle. Not as far as parts to put into it, but tools and accessories to make sure that you get the most out of your vehicle. These are designed to be tinkered with, like I mentioned earlier. So a good set of tools, such as the ones from Dynamite, will really help get you up and running and keep you running a whole lot longer. It'll also, it'll save your knuckles as you're not trying to, get into too tight of an area and you're bashing your knuckles on things. We do have a full online and phone support team too. So if you do run into issues and the local hobby shop is closed or you don't have a local hobby shop, we are here to help. You can go ahead and call us, you can email us, you can also visit us online on our social networking channels. To help you get started as easily as possible, we have picked some of the best models that you can find down below to make your choices even easier for you. And once you have chosen a vehicle, read the manual. There's a ton of great information that have gone in to producing these manuals to making sure you get the most out of your RC car or truck and you're successful. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is ensure that you have a fun time and that you are successful with your RC car or truck. And we invite you, take your car and truck apart. Again, hobby grade. They're designed to be tinkered with. Don't be afraid that you're going to break something by taking a screw out. You're not going to do it. There's nothing that you can do to these vehicles that I haven't already done, and my stuff is still living. Now, when you are first starting out, what type of vehicle should you get? My personal recommendation would be to start with a 1/10 scale electric off-road car or truck. With the electric, first of all, you get the plug-and-play convenience. You don't have to worry about knowing how to tune an engine to go out and be successful. Car or truck, if you have an area that is less groomed, go with the truck. It'll have higher ground clearance to get over more things and just be generally more fun. And that, again, is at the end of the day what we want you to do. So electric, 10 scale, off-road car or truck, that's the way that we would recommend. Make sure that you check out the full offering that we have down below and let us know if you have any comments or questions. Check out our questions and answers section. You can also visit us online. Again, Facebook, facebook.com/Horizon Hobby if you do have any questions.